It's just an artistic approach. You being a super producer, that would make sense.
If you can consider something great to you,
you
can consider then you have the right.
No, to yourself. No, to yourself. But what I'm saying is, when you verbalize that and put it in the world like, yo, this is trash. It's not your opinion anymore. It almost becomes facts to people. So I don't say that about other people's music. To me, it's like, that's just not my shit.
You're a super producer.
Somebody else likes that, but that's just not my shit. Because when you call something trash, you're diminishing every artist to me.
No.
Okay, so look, let me ask you a question.
So you aren't even artists, bro.
Listen, I ran into people that have said big name artists, yo, they're trash to me. How can you say that?
You ready for this? You ready? Here's the response I have. And I'm completely with you again. Me and you ain't even really disagreeing.
All right,
I have a blown out. I have a wider view. Working at the source, being a music editor, seeing it come, seeing it go.
Exactly.
If heatmakers would sit there and say this is trash, and somebody else comes along and says I disagree, I need to consider the source. Right. You got to consider. You always have to consider the source of the information that's coming to you. Absolutely. Who said it? What's behind them? I have, even with the name of this show, I have what I refer to as a qualified opinion.
Right.
My opinion is qualified. My opinion is backed up by over 10,000 hours of doing exactly what I'm doing now on a professional level. I'm not a rookie. I don't listen to music strictly for entertainment purposes. I listen beyond that. So do you.
Right.
So does he. So does he. So does he.
Right.
We have expert opinions. I don't debate casuals. I don't debate with casual fans.
I like the verb.
You are a casual fan, bro. You can't talk to me about music the same way he can. You can't have a debate with me about beats the same way he can. And while I respect that your opinion is your opinion, you have to respect what's behind your opinion versus what's behind mine.
Of course.
I'm not talking to you from a casual standpoint, bro, and I'm not even saying I'm better than you. But this is the work that I put in. How many flights do you take in the course of a year? Round number, ballpark.
Enough to get like 4 free.
Done. If you know a good chunk about flying, right? We can all agree on that. Right. That many flights a year, you got to know something about flying. Right. If a pilot rolled up on you and started talking about flying, would you open your mouth to talk back to that man, or would you sit there and listen?
A pilot.
Exactly my fucking point. Right. Because there's a qualified. I've been eating since before I was born. I would never pop shit to a chef. There's a such thing as a qualified fucking opinion. I don't argue with casuals. Anytime I have a conversation with a casual, that's a fucking education.
You know how
that's a consultation. I'm not debating you. Your right and wrong is different from my right. And if I say something is trash, it's because my opinion and what entertains me and my standards are here. Right. And they don't dumb down because you find something entertaining and I don't know anything about your background. How much music have you listened to?
Right. I'm gonna put
Goat Squad TV. Salute the Math Hoffa. My expert opinion with Arsonist and Mr. Mecca. Mr. Mecca basically had a disagreement with Arsonist, who's one of the heatmakers. Salute the Arsonist, by the way. Not the rap group, but the producer, Arsonist. But Mr. Mecca pretty much schooled people, not him, but like just people in general, whom I happen to run across every single day. Now, he basically explained what I've been trying to explain to certain people, which is why I don't really talk hip-hop to most people anymore. The reason why I don't talk hip-hop to people is there's too many casuals who don't even know the difference between rap and hip-hop. There are too many casuals who don't put in the time and the effort to listen to music and put the research and the proper research behind the music. I come from an era where you bought a CD and you open the CD up, or you bought a tape cassette and opened the tape cassette up, and you looked at the credits, looked at the thank yous, looked at who produced the beats. Most of these kids don't have that today. That said, whenever a casual fan, whether it be someone young or somebody 29, 30, 31 years old who likes today's music, which is, in my opinion, entertainment, It's not really music to me. It's not hip hop. It's really rap music, which is entertainment. When somebody tries to tell me or tries to talk down to me about some of the rappers I listen to because they're not in the main eye, if this is so great, how come this is the argument I always get. This is so great, how come it's not in the limelight? How come it's not on the radio? How come these kids ain't really listening to the stuff you listen to? That makes it clear that the stuff that's on the radio is better than the music that has quality. And that's where I disagree. But I don't argue with casuals. Just like Mr. Mecca said, you don't argue with casuals. That's a consultation. I'm teaching you at this point. I'm schooling you. And I can't tell you how much I relate, although I'm not a professional or a guy that, works at the source. I have years of experience in this hip hop shit. I used to be a rapper. Whether I was good or not, it's not really important. To me, I'm always going to say I was dope, but that's not to act like I have an inflated ego. I'm not for everyone. Just like a lot of rappers aren't for everyone. But I was never trash. And I took my craft seriously when I did it. I took my craft seriously when it came to studying it. I put hours and hours and hours in the recording tapes and tape cassettes for hours on radio stations, on college radio, all the way to buying CDs, going to record stores, digging up crates, digging up vinyl, digging up CDs. Hours and hours of money spent on making sure I understood the culture, not just from the music standpoint, for the other elements, such as b-boy, MCing, DJ, breaking, graffiti writing, you name it. I pretty much, although I've not involved in all the elements, I have a knowledge of it to an extent. I would never go up to a b-boy and try to act like I know what a b-boy does. That's what casuals do. This is what I'm saying, the difference between casual rap fans versus hip-hop heads. Mr. Mecca basically made that very known and made that clear that the standard should always be the standard. They want to get rid of the gatekeepers and give everybody a participation trophy. That's why people like Drake, and that's no disrespect to Drake. Drake's talented. But this is why people like Lil Pump and a lot of these other guys that are out here right now, they're not that talented, but sell records because they're part of the industry. They're part of the entertainment. If Tekashi 6ix9ine drops an album tomorrow and sells records, nobody cares about his music. They're just looking at him because he snitched on his whole crew and got away with it. It's violated street code. It's entertainment, man. And that's why I separate the entertainment from the music. Somewhere it became more about entertainment and less about the music. That said, having a right to my facts and my opinions. And this is why I don't really fuck with casuals. If you don't know the Locks and D-Block or Wu-Tang or a lot of these artists are still rapping, then that's on you. You're not really a hip-hop fan. You're just a casual. You're just super casual. And there's nothing wrong with being a casual. Be a casual. But don't sit there and think you can have this conversation with me. Because I feel like a lot of times you casuals try to ridicule me and try to make me feel like I don't know what I'm talking about. And start pulling out numbers and start pulling out charts like you Russell Simmons at a record label company meeting. You don't get to do that with me. And I don't get to argue nor care to even argue with people like you because you don't understand the culture. You don't respect it. So with that said, shouts to Mr. Mecca, shouts to Math Hoffa, shouts to Arsonists of the Heatmakers, and shouts to anybody that really takes his hip-hop culture seriously and doesn't let people sway their opinions or sway their standards. Because I grew up in an era where the standard was high. You know, you had to have albums that had dope beats and dope rhymes. It wasn't just because the dude could rap. Everybody loves Eminem, and I'm not shitting on people who love Eminem. But all Eminem really does is just rap. He does the rappity rap shit. But does his beat sound dope? Probably not to my standard. To some other people, they don't really care about beats. They just want to hear Eminem spit, and that's fine. That's your prerogative. But I want to hear, when I get a sandwich, I want a sandwich that's worth eating. I'm not going to go buy a sandwich just because one half of it has jelly and the other half has nothing. That makes no sense. So just know that this video is really dedicated to the casuals that don't respect the culture and don't respect hip-hop and don't respect the rules and sit there and talk about there's no rules in this shit when they were born in 1993, 1994, and don't really understand that when they were just coming out they pop's nutsack and going inside, their mom's womb, that hip-hop culture was really purified and not touched by the record industry the way it is now. The fast food's always going to sell, and that's why Little Pumps, that's why a lot of these guys that are like one-hit wonders are always going to sell records, even if they go and drop 5-second projects, because that's what serves today's menu here. When you go to McDonald's, you don't buy a Big Mac to think that it's a gourmet meal. You buy a Big Mac, you just want to stuff yourself. You know what I mean? So just do the knowledge, man. And that's all I ask. I don't care if you're a casual. If you're a casual and we cool, and that's fine. Just don't disrespect what I stand for. That's all I ask. If I say something's trash, I back it up with facts. Don't sit there and try to give me your fan response, your casual fan response, because in order for you to have a debate with me, you got to know exactly what you're talking about. That's all I got to say. Gold Squad TV, leave your comments down below, subscribe, salute, leave a like. Shouts to Mav, shouts to Arsonist, shout to Mr. Mecca. I just wanted to take this little snippet because I think it was very important. I'm not trying to disrespect no copyright rules or nothing. Please don't come after me. I just want to kind of show this this little stance here and make it known. Gold Squad TV, salute.